Hey, it's your boy Bobby Beast here. I want to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and that is Power Book 2 Ghost, the newest episode. I want to say first and foremost, this was an incredible episode. Really loved it. It was beautiful. Had a nice pace to it, a lot going on with it, and it did what it was supposed to do. It set everything just right in terms of everybody knowing where everybody is going. The situation with Tariq's page, basically, Tariq has a lot going on. He's trying to get in touch with his mom, and his mom is in witness protection, right? He's trying to look out for Yaz because obviously he sees that something's going to go down with Yaz and his grandma, and he knows that Yaz is not going to be able to be around his grandma. So now Tariq's going to have to do more, meaning that he may have to get a place that's for him and Yaz and look out for him and Yaz. So we'll see how that plays out. Not only does he have that going on, he also has the fact that Jabari's murder is pretty much a big situation. Him taking an unknown call at the end of the episode, why, bro, why? But yeah, he got that going on. He's managing Kane. He also has a situation with Monet. Everybody was kind of separate in this episode. Everybody had a lot going on, but Tariq had a lot going on. And the fact that he's having flashbacks because of Jabari and because of his father, it's a lot going on. It's a lot. So the situation is basically with him is that right now, we'll see how things play out with him eventually, but then we got Kane. Kane right now is currently under Mecca. His connection with Mecca is with Little Guap. Now, how long is this going to last? I have no idea. Obviously, Mecca has a lot on him, meaning that he has a lot of stuff, meaning Mecca has a lot of weight. He's trying to take over New York. This is what Mecca is all about. Kane is around Mecca. Mecca is working with Kane. Sooner or later, Kane and Mecca, sooner or later, Tariq and Mecca are going to cross paths. Not only that, we have a situation where, Kane, I'm thinking is debating about whether he's going to still want to work with his mother or not. He wants back in the family, while at the same time he sees that he has no other choice but to focus on him and what he has going on with him. And so that's pretty much what I think is going to go on with him. As I said earlier about Brayden, when it comes down to it, Brayden's different from Tommy. Like, they're similar in terms of like who he is and who he's supposed to be. Like, he is like technically the new Tommy, being, Tariq's homeboy and everything like that. But Brayden comes from an entirely different background. Brayden's background is definitely from a rich family, but he does not really want to be around him, doesn't really care for him. And as you can see, he's rebellious against him, as well as his sister. He has a sister that's rebellious as well. And I think she's a new potential love interest for Tariq. I think that's definitely going to happen. Not only that, you see Brayden's family. Now, when it comes down to it, this is what I want you guys to understand: the access of power that Tariq has. This is his dad now. Ghost was a guy that came from the streets, right? The streets. He comes from where we come from. He comes from the place, oppression of, government assistance, things of that nature. He worked himself from the street level to be on a high level of the point that up there towards the elites. He put his son in position to be in a place where you got families who've had money for generations, hundreds of years, and they're top-ranking families. Not just top-ranking families, they're elite families that are in secret societies and secret fraternities. This is the kind of position Tariq is at right now. This is the kind of access Tariq has right now. So it's a situation where eventually I think Tariq is definitely going to take advantage of that power. We'll see how it play out, because of course it was Brayden's father who welcomed Tariq not only to be a part of technically their society, but even comes through for the summer for some of their society. Is that going to play out this season? I'm not sure. We'll just have to see. But this is the kind of access Tariq has. Not only we have we have Monet, who seems to be losing power. As we can see, it seems like everything is being destroyed with Monet. And what I mean by that is that Diana and most definitely Drew is thinking about cutting out on her and stop listening to her and just going off and doing their own thing. So we got that going on. Plus we have a boy, Cooper Saxe, and of course our homeboy, Method Man. I'm gonna call him Method Man for now. Forgive me for not remembering his name, but we got Method Man and Cooper Saxe. Basically, the situation is, even though he brought Cooper Saxe with him, he is going to use Cooper Saxe to get his brother out of prison. Now, how and why, we don't know, but we're gonna see how it definitely play out. But yeah, that's pretty much the situation there. And I love seeing the interaction between Method Man and Redman. This is very legendary, very classic. Brings back a lot of memories. If you guys do not know who these guys are, the duo they are, please look it up. Matter of fact, speaking of a duo, we definitely got to have it where Method Man, I just remember this character's name, where Davis interacts with Monet eventually. Remember, Method Man and Mary J. Blige, who Mary J. Blige plays Monet. They made a classic song, You All I Got, and we need these two that have some sort of interaction, even though it seems like they've been separated, like they have not encountered each other at all in season 1. They have to encounter each other in season 2, because Method Man was not just a good duo with his brother Method Man, Redman in real life. He also was a good duo, a great duo with Mary J. Blige as well. So that's something I'm looking forward to. So there's a lot going on with that. There's Lauren, pursuing Tariq, looking for romantic interest. Tariq's going to get a lot of romantic interest this season. But yeah, Monet really came across as a a-hole this whole episode. And I want to say it's because she's not really getting it in. That soon's about to change, because as we can see, Mecca is watching Kane. So we'll see how things play out with that. But that's pretty much what has been going down in this episode. This episode was great. It was phenomenal. I said that Power had to follow up BMF, and not only just follow up, but it had to be great too. And this episode definitely lived up to it. And what I would say is one of the greatest hours, not only in Stars, but one of the greatest hours in Power, the Power franchise, because we can include BMF in there, because BMF is like the cousin or the other brother. BMF is like the outside child of Power right now. So whenever you look at the Power universe, they should go ahead and throw Meech and them in there too and say the outside child of Power. If they want to do it like that. But yeah, it was a great season finale for BMF and a great season premiere for Power. Book 2 goes in. It was phenomenal for us as fans. This episode was awesome. It set a lot of standards. There's a lot more going on there. We got our boy Tate. Let me speak on this, because I think this is going to be a bigger part of the plot down the line. Our boy Tate is trying to make a comeback, and I think this is probably some plot lines they had set for him in Influence, and I really wish they still do Influence. Do not push Influence to the side. Make Influence, still do Influence. But just have Tate do his thing here. But basically the situation is, if you guys are not paying attention to this, I'm going to talk about this, and I'll probably talk about it in a video as well. But the situation is, the Sweeney guy is going to play a big position here. See, Tate needs Sweeney out of the way. He's in the 12th district, and he's like one of the oldest Democratic people there, and he's old school. It's like no one can move him. There's no dirt on him. However, Tariq does have dirt on Sweeney, because if you guys paid attention to the hunting scene, which there was a lot of Get Out vibes in that, I will talk about that later, but in that scene, Sweeney took a shot at Tariq, shot at the tree to scare him, and this is somebody who I think Tate and Tariq will have an interest in taking down, and I want him to get taken down, because obviously he's racist as shit, because Tariq and him went back and forth with one another, which Tariq ended up winning in terms of an intellectual challenge, an intellectual confrontation of conversation in minds, and Tariq beat him, outwitted him. And I'm pretty sure he did not like that. So the Sweeney guy has to go. He might be just a minor character that both of them want out of the way, or it might be a situation where he's a big deal. Like he's going to try to be a bigger problem. So we'll see how that play out. Plus, we got that new detective guy. Look like he just walked off a motherfucking Law and Order show. So Tyree got a lot on his plate, bro. We just have to see how things play out with it when it comes down to it. But I just want to say to all of you, this is your boy, Bobby Beach. I just want to say much love, much respect. Hold it down. And
quote for the day.
No fear here. I want all the motherfucking smoke.